September 1893. A new world dawned. A new light came to the world. For the first time in human history, religious dignitaries of the world came together, and they met at an extraordinary place. Chicago, where science was celebrating its miracles in a big way. The world's Parliament of Religions was part of the Columbian Exposition, an extraordinary exhibition of science. At the Parliament of Religions, held at the Art Institute of Chicago, which could hold about 4,000 people, the American mind bowed down to an unknown person from a distant land, carrying almost the same message but with tremendous spiritual power, illumination, and experience behind. He was the first ever authoritative representative of the oldest Dharma of the world. He did not just deliver talks. He delivered experience. He delivered power. And that power awakened the dormant spiritual potential of the world. It was no ordinary person speaking, for everyone can talk, but few can change the world. That person was Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda was born in 1863. He was just 30 when he conquered the world. Every breath of his spoke of knowledge, and the intelligent American mind understood it, and the world bowed down to him. A new thinking began with the 1893 Parliament of Religions. What was the phenomenon called Vivekananda? Swami Vivekananda sought truth and God since his birth. He wanted to know if there was God. His search led him to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, a spiritual laboratory in human form, had performed unimaginable, unbelievable spiritual practices for over 3 decades. Days and nights were spent in spiritual yearning and practices. 5,000 years of human spiritual yearning and struggle was consolidated and manifested in that one person of Ramakrishna, and the attainments he had. No living being has ever lived in the highest state of samadhi for 6 long months. Never ever. Ramakrishna saw God through all paths known. Having testing him thoroughly, Vivekananda surrendered himself at the Guru's feet. Shortly, he too attained the highest. Vivekananda attained the most glorious and exalted state of spirituality. He wanted to remain in that supreme state forever. But his Guru told him, "No, my child, you have to teach the world." And Ramakrishna had declared in writing, "Vivekananda shall teach the world."
For some time after his master's passing, Swami Vivekananda wandered all over India. He saw the holy land of austerity and spirituality. He met countless people of all types. He met beggars and kings. He saw the condition of India with his own eyes and wept. He understood that education was the solution to all problems. What education? Education that makes you stand on your own feet with dignity. At this time, the news of the Parliament of Religions reached India. Some young men of Madras or Chennai, who had heard Swami Vivekananda speak, and who had become his disciples, wanted him to represent Hindu Dharma. Vivekananda hesitated initially. All this hesitation ended with something remarkable happened. He received the blessings of the Divine Mother. The Holy Mother, Sri Sarada Devi, blessed the son of India and bid him go to take part in the Parliament. With her blessings on his head, Swami Vivekananda crossed the ocean. The rest is history.
When he landed in Chicago, the shock of this drastic change of scene and atmosphere was surely great. But greater still was the shock of learning that the authorities of the Parliament of Religions required all delegates to produce credentials. Swami Vivekananda had no credentials. Moreover, he found, too late to register as a delegate, even if he had credentials. Thus, his hope of speaking before the Parliament vanished almost at once. Yet, when Providence wants it, it shall happen. And it shall happen in a big way. No power can stop it. One of the greatest thinkers of the United States at that time, Professor John Henry Wright, heard Vivekananda for days, and was thrilled. He had never met such a brilliant thinker in his life. When he saw Swami hesitating, because he had no credentials, Professor John Wright said, "To ask you, Swami, for credentials, is like asking the sun to state its right to shine." So the professor wrote to the organizers of the Parliament of Religions, "Here is a man who is more learned than all our learned professors put together." Again, the rest is history. This year, the world celebrates the 125th anniversary of the world's Parliament of Religions. Within the last 125 years, the world has come to realize one thing. It is this: formerly, bigotry, sectarianism, fanaticism, superstition, and miracle-mongering ruled the religious world. These were considered religion. Now, the words of Swami Vivekananda are coming true. He had declared, on the closing session of the Parliament on the 27th of September 1893, "If anybody dreams of the exclusive survival of his own religion and the destruction of the others, I pity him from the bottom of my heart, and I point out to him that upon the banner of every religion will soon be written, in spite of resistance, help and not fight, assimilation and not destruction, harmony and peace and not dissension." May the glorious message of Swami Vivekananda of universality and spirituality reverberate in every soul. His message to the world is this: arise, awake, awake from this hypnotism of weakness. None is really weak. The soul is infinite, omnipotent, and omniscient. Stand up. Assert yourself. Proclaim the God within you. Do not deny him. Teach yourselves, teach everyone his real nature. Call upon the sleeping soul, and see how it awakes. Power will come. Glory will come. Goodness will come. Purity will come. And everything that is excellent will come. When this sleeping soul is roused to self-conscious activity. Thank you.